Y'all, what is up? I have been missing y'all. I done been out of town. Honey, I done came back with an infection. Okay, and a sunburn. Okay. That girl French. She bounce. She bounce. Okay. How are y'all doing? I have been missing y'all. I really needed that getaway though. Y'all don't understand. Okay. She has 3 children. She has to run a office. She be tired of all the seriousness. She needs a quick getaway, so she had to take her one. Okay. So, anyways, uh, our hearts go out to those that have been identified and have not been identified in the horrible Miami Dade collapsing of the condominiums. My heart goes out to those families. We've been watching this over the past week or so, and it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. This is just so sad, and my hearts really go out. Prayers out and up for those people, okay? God of mercy, we don't like for those things to happen. I'm going to get over here and get in my email, and I am going to answer some questions for you guys. You know, a lot of the times it's family law. Okay, it's family law. So I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions for y'all. Okay? I'm going to try to find a little bit of everything for my show today. Okay? And y'all know this is order. Order in the court. Okay? Order in the courts. Okay? That's what we need to have. We need to have order. Okay? All right. Let's get things that go in here. Divorce and separation. Let's go. Is being engaged to someone else while awaiting a divorce a crime in Texas? Order. Ex-wife and I are awaiting a custody court case and have been separated for over 2 years. Since that time, I've gotten engaged to someone else. Of course, we can't marry until the divorce is finalized. Is this a crime in Texas, and can I face any lawsuits from previous marriage? Thanks. Let me tell you something. No, you cannot be convicted in courts. But if she says that you were being an adulterer, that might give it a little extra, depending on when you got with this new woman. The court may believe her. No, it's not a crime. I mean, in the court of my public opinion, I really don't give a damn. You know, men like to move on quickly, and to me, this is this is the court. You asked for my rules. In the court of my opinion, honey, this is how I feel. Baby, you didn't do anything but show that ex-wife that you liked being married, and you went and ran and got somebody else because you couldn't be by yourself. So you just let her know, honey, that you are still in love with her, and your new woman should divorce you before she marries you. That's just me, okay? Because, you know, when men move on that fast, and I've had that happen to me. I've left a man, and he was in 2 or 3 weeks engaged to somebody else. And I thought it was quite comical, and it was hilarious to me. And especially since she was somebody that he had been with, he claims, before he had gotten with me, it really looked stupid and bad. Because, you know, as a woman, when you're waiting in the wings, or as a woman, when you will play second fiddle to another woman, you have no class and no couth. And much of the time, you're ugly. Okay? So, I don't know who this new woman is. You're either tricking, okay? That means you're paying her, okay? Or you're love bombing her, which means you're acting like you love her, all this, you know. And then, or something. I mean, she should want you to be divorced, okay? Now, I understand that sometimes it takes a while. You know, it does. But that whole getting engaged part, that's what throws me and says that you didn't tell me the amount of time that you got engaged to her because it doesn't look good. So, yeah, I mean, in the court of my public opinion, I just think it looks a little suspect. If your wife has a adultery argument or issue or pleading against you, you do look a little adulterous because you couldn't even wait until your divorce was finalized to get engaged again, okay? And you're looking like your heart is a little broken because, see, you got to find your strength, people. And I was trying to tell people, yes, I'm a lawyer. Yes, I am. But sometimes you find yourself fixing a lot of stuff, okay? And that's what people get. They either love me for it or they hate me for it because I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? You look salty and faulty, baby. You could have waited until this was done with to get engaged, baby. Did you have to be already be engaged? Who did she put? I mean, whatever, child. No, you cannot face any lawsuits. No, you cannot. Let me move on. because it's a lot I can say. I don't want to be rude. I don't. That's not what I'm aiming to do. Child custody. Oh Lord, this is a long one. My ex filed a TRO, temporary restraining order, with false allegations, and our temporary order hasn't been followed. And I've been mistreated. What is your best advice? My best advice, okay, before I start reading this is in the subject heading. I've been mistreated. I hope you're not a narcissist. Because at the end of the day, listen, don't start talking about you've been mistreated by another adult, okay? I don't like to hit it unless you're with the person. They can't really mistreat you. Now they might be rude and disrespectful to you. I'd rather see that in the subject heading. Frisco, Texas. I've been in a custody battle for 4 years. Give it up. It's been a long while. We have a temporary court order, and a temporary motion was filed for random drug testing, requiring me to take 3 random observed UAs a month, 1 hair test every 90 days, and 2 nail tests every year. I've passed every urinalysis, passed the nail test, one which was taken 2 months ago. They always take pictures of my nails before submitting the test, which isn't in the motion or the temporary order, that they have the right to do this. I went on vacation. I told the drug test place I would be out of town. Left my phone at home on accident, so I missed 2 random tests, but this is why I told them ahead of time. My ex filed a TRO with false allegations with absolutely no evidence, like always, other than the accidental missed test, which I have evidence of me telling the facility I'd be out of town. I will be pro se for the TRO Zoom hearing on, okay, oh, your hearing already passed. Baby, your hearing passed, and you just tell, your hearing is passed. For the, maybe it says on set, maybe you're trying to say on 7/13/21. Up until this hearing, though, the judge has left all the decisions up to our parent facilitators, so our temporary court order has not been followed at all. And opposing counsel has been able to make their own rules and violate the temp order time and time again. So I have been screwed over and over, and I don't know why there's even a temporary court order if it isn't going to be enforced. You've got to enforce it. I'm ordering you to enforce the order. Temporary orders do have to be enforced. You have to enforce them, though. If they're not following the rules, then you file what's called you file contempt. You file a motion for enforcement. You need to get a lawyer. You've been in the custody battle for 4 years. I don't know where y'all are finding the money to fight this long. I don't know if it's that you're trying to get these children and she believes there's drug use. Don't get pissed off at me for saying this, but it's got to be some drug use somewhere. Or I don't think that they would be ordering you to take these drug tests. You have to have failed something in the past for them to be having you do all of these tests. And these tests and the drugs have to have been a reason that bad things have happened with the children for them to order so much testing. You just don't hear of this much testing. Then you have a parent facilitator. So that lets me know, baby, the judge is tied. Order in the court. The judge is tied. So you have a parent facilitator. Okay, and you have the judge, and the other person has an attorney. If the parent facilitator is not on your side, it is hard, honey, to get what you need, okay? But, there are different reasons why a parent facilitator may not be on your side, okay? I think you have a little bit of drug use history, and I need you to suck it up. At the end of the day, I don't know when your drug tests were faulty, okay? But, honey, if it's been within the past year, you're going to have to prove yourself. You took that phone out of town. You left that phone and didn't take it out of town, but you could have called from wherever you were to see if you had drug tests and let them know you were out of town again. But just because you go out of town doesn't alleviate you either from not following the court order. So you kind of in contempt too. I'm holding you in contempt. I'm holding you in contempt as well. So be careful when you file the enforcement against them. They're going to come back and file one against you for missing those drug tests. And you're going to have to take whatever slap on the wrist you need to take for not being there. Unless you have just good cause. It was work or anything. But I don't know why you couldn't take a test out of town. Or I don't know. I'm just letting you know. And saying that you've been mistreated, honey, I've already told you about that. We're moving on. I'm going to order you to take them damn drugs. Take them drug tests, boy. And stop playing with them people. You want your children. Moving on. Or get a lawyer and fight it. So your lawyer can fight. But you may not. Are you hard to deal with? Is that why you don't have a lawyer and the lawyers are getting tired of you and then you're not doing what they tell you to do and you're saying stuff out the side of your neck so that you're upsetting them? And that's why you don't have one? Or is it the money? What is it? I need you to. I'm ordering you to email me. book@bookalawfirm.com. I need some more information. But I'm just telling you from what I see, baby. And you just have to suck it up a little while. Just suck it up just a little bit, just for a little while. And if you've been taking these drug tests for 2 or 3 years or for longer than a year with no dirty testing, then I'm going to order you to find an attorney and get up out of that mess. You need to be taking out them drug tests, but it hasn't been a year. I'm gonna order you to finish. Go on, do what you gotta do. That's what I'm gonna order you to do. Okay? If you need to have some more, you need a little bit more in depth understanding of what my order is and why, email me book@bookalawfirm.com. I'll be happy to let you know. Okay? But that's what I'm ordering for you. All right. Next case. What are my rights in a custody hearing when there are allegations with no evidence and it's just he said, she said statements? He said, she said means whoever the judge believes is more credible is going to win. Let's move on and see what they say. My ex-husband keeps filing a motion to intentionally just make me look bad to the judge and the courts. He's recently filed a TRO with a bunch of false allegations with absolutely no backing of evidence. Can these things actually be held up in court with no evidence to back up his allegations? And it's just made up allegations he's saying to try to make the judge believe him. What is crazy to me is that the judge actually signed the TRO until our hearing in like 7 days. This will be my first time without an attorney and to be pro se. Any advice you can give me to get prepared for this hearing? There has been a lot of mistreatment and corruption in my case. And the judge given our parent facilitator the responsibility of making the decisions regarding our case, even though we have a temporary court order. And all this has done is make it where our temporary court order has not been followed at all. And my ex and his attorney basically calling the shots and making their own rules and changes to our temporary order as they please, which has completely screwed over my visitation and rights that the judge originally put in place, at least temporary. Also, is it legal for a judge to do this? Baby, it's legal for a judge to do whatever the judge wants to order if they have discretion. Okay? Unless they are just far off the mark, which is rare. Especially in a family case. Child, you gonna have to deal with it. Now, baby, you may be the same person, but let me tell you something. If your ex-husband is filing a motion to intentionally make you look bad, the judges will get tired of that and they will start to err on your side. Credibility is always an issue, especially in family cases. You can't look like, you can't bring cases that don't have any merit to them, because yes, that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes, depending on the outlandish allegations that a person displays in a pleading, such as a temporary restraining order, a judge will sign that temporary restraining order and order a hearing very quickly so that they can see if you do have evidence to back up these outlandish allegations. And when you don't, peace be unto you and so unto you. Okay? Because they don't play. One thing about judges is they are very good bull callers. Okay? They are good bull callers. Okay? They have a bull meter that is like very sensitive. And I have just noticed that. And that's from them just hearing cases over and over and over again. They are very good judges of character. Okay? Your character may or may not be flawed, but that judge picks up on certain things, and a lot of the times they will move with what their heart or their mind tells them to do in a specific case. 90% of the time, they are pretty much on. Okay? There's a 10% where they're off, but they're not perfect, just like no one is. It seems to me like you all have been in court a rather long time because you already have a parent facilitator. So it lets me know that you guys have been battling back and forth, and that judge has gotten a chance to discern the credibility of your statements and your stories, as well as discern the credibility of your husband's statements or stories. Okay? And so they signed that TRO because there was something in that TRO that showed that the children were in danger, like right now, and without signing that TRO, the children would remain in danger. But they did call a hearing very quickly. You said in 7 days. So that also lets you know that the judge wants to hear what's going on. Okay? So they issued that temporary restraining order to make sure that they're looking out, but they also want to know exactly what's going on. And they could have issued that temporary restraining order they could have set a hearing date 3 weeks off if they really wanted to be like you say they are. So obviously this judge is trying to do the right thing. Okay? Because you have a very quick hearing. Quick hearings mean I want this before my court because I can't believe this is going on. And let me see if it really is going on. Okay, so when a judge sets a hearing real fast like that, that's why they set that hearing real fast like that. Okay, so yes, that judge signed it, but they set a quick hearing. The judge very well could be on your side. Another thing is, no, you do not need to continue to be pro se. When you are in court battles like this and you're losing, it seems like you may be on the short end because they're not following the order you claim. You want to make sure that you're getting no bias no biasness is in play. Okay, but it very well may not be. You may not be doing everything that you're supposed to do exactly under the order, and that may allow them not to follow the order. One thing I've noticed is when other people don't follow the order, you make sure you follow it to a T. Or else you can't call them out for not following it. Even if you feel like they're not following it right now, you just follow it so that you can file an enforcement action or hold them in contempt for not following it. And then you make them look not credible. So I'm gonna order you to do that. Follow the court orders, even if they're not. I need you to do that for a while. Then you file your enforcement against them. And I'm going to order you to get an attorney of some sort, honey. That's what I'm going to order you to do. I didn't say it had to be me. I didn't say just find one. It's one on every corner. Okay? And I'm going to order you to stop using the word mistreat. I want y'all to know something. And I don't care how you feel about me when I say this. Grown-ups are not mistreated. I'm through talking about it. Whenever you say he mistreats me, baby, what is the expectation of how he should be treating? You are an adult. You can mistreat children and dogs and cats and pets. But I don't know how you allow someone to mistreat you. Okay? And so you kind of sound like you're victimizing yourselves as adults when you come into a family court claiming that you have been mistreated. Okay? Because that's that, I'm just going to get the violin. Okay? Because that's what it sounds like. Don't ever use the word mistreat unless you are talking about children. Talking about yourself, don't use that word. Unless they are physically abusing you. And I don't know if there's any physical abuse at this point. You guys are divorced. Okay? And you don't say that's physical abuse. So unless it is physical abuse, okay, or you are talking about the children, don't use the word mistreat. It just, we break the violins out. And I don't get mad at me for saying this. I'm just telling you because, you know, on the legal side, that's just how we look at it. We break the violins out when you use those words, okay? We're going to move on. What can I do to ensure my child's father follows the visitation schedule set up by the court, not just when he wants to follow it? Order in the court. He's been getting my son on his designated weekends sometimes and not following the time schedule set by the court order. Example, court order says he's required to have him starting Fridays from 6 p.m. to Sunday at 6 p.m. the first, third, and fifth weekend of every month except for July. He will come and get him on his off days on Sundays and sometimes bring him back Tuesday or Monday. He is currently supposed to keep him for the entire month of July, but he says the documents claim that our child needs to be school age for him to have him. Not to mention, when my son is in possession, he will not always answer the phone when I call to speak to my child or check on my child. Most times I do not know where he is or who he is with, and I'm concerned about his safety, being that his father is not always present because of his job as a police officer who works from 2 to 10 p.m. and has taken various extra jobs to help support himself since the court order has been in place. When I ask about the welfare of my child, he gives extremely limited info or no info at all and has made several different contradictory statements that are not straightforward. His father chose to place himself on child support against me. Order, girl. Woo! Child. Woo! Girl. Okay, honey, first of all, girl, stop checking on that child. That man is a police officer. I'm tired of dealing with this. Honey, I represent a lot of cops, and it really gets on my nerves with a B. When people like, I don't know about my child's whereabouts, and if my child is being taken care of properly. They're police officers, girl. If the child is choking, anything going on with the child, he got it. Trust me, he does, okay? He has training that you don't have. Now, I understand he might be rude to you, because cops, you know what they say about them. And they might be they like to mess around with a lot of women sometimes, allegedly, child. But, I ain't never heard of no. I mean, girl, what do you want him, girl? If any of my children's father was a cop, bye. That's when you know you don't need to check on them. They're gonna be in the right hands. I mean, I thought you was gonna say because he has a drug problem or something like that. Because he's a police officer, you need to check on your child's welfare, baby. He is saving lives all the time. From what you say, from 2 to 10. Baby, let it go, okay? I know he has various extra jobs, okay? I get that. They do have a lot of extra jobs. But he's probably giving you limited info or no info at all because the child is with his girlfriend, and he doesn't want to tell you that. And that's what I would assume. But you have to understand that he kind of has the right to designate somebody to care for his child, but you do have the right to know who that person is. So he does need to tell you who the child is with, when the child is with him. If you feel like the child is not with him, all you have to do is find out what his work schedule is, file a modification, make him give you their work schedule, subpoena the work information, and you'll know when he's at work, and then you'll get the right to be able to ask him where the child is if he's just not telling you outright. Depose his behind after you file a lawsuit against him, and you'll find out. Now, of course, he chose to put himself on child support because he wanted to make sure that he got visitation with the child. It must have been something between you guys where he felt like he couldn't get the child, so he'd rather pay the child support and get the child. So that's what it is. But you are correct. Police officers, they work long times. Sometimes they don't have somebody in place. And so that's the reason he's not getting him in July. He knows damn well, excuse me, he knows darn well what that order says because he follows orders all day. I'm gonna order you not to buy that, okay? When he says he's supposed to keep, he's not supposed to keep him for the entire month of July because the documents claim that the child needs to be school aged. He's lying, okay? I'm gonna order you to understand that's a lie. The lie detector test of Allie Booker determined that is a lie. Okay, he knows. He just doesn't have anybody watch the child while he's at work, so he don't have time for it. So he's just not getting the children or the child. So, and then that's also why he comes Sunday and then keeps the child from Monday to Tuesday, because he can find somebody Monday and Tuesday, but can't find somebody during his designated times. Baby, this is what I'm gonna order you to do, girl. Okay, you in Allie Booker's court. I'm gonna order you to follow the rules, girl. Where in that court order does it say that he can come pick that child up Sunday evening at 6 o'clock and keep the child till Tuesday? Why are you letting the child go and then complaining about it? Girl, close the door, don't open it. Whatever you got to do, honey. They got to follow the order like everybody else. Now, if the child wants to go or something, so the child is wearing you down, go ahead and let it happen. But I'm just letting you know that that's why you're getting bamboozled and hit and tiddlywinked, because you're allowing him not to follow the order. How you going to get mad at him if he coming outside the order and you let him come outside the order? He talking about he don't come inside the order. He go outside the order. You let him go outside the order. Stop letting him go outside the order. I'm going to order you to stop letting him go outside the order. Stop letting him do it. He needs to be at the time and at the place. And if he can't be there, he can designate somebody 18 or older to be there. Okay, and that's what he needs to do. He does not need to tell you what you're going to do and then have you switching your life up. Girl, don't you have plans, girl? Don't you have plans? Don't you provide somewhere for the child to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because you work, and then he coming in Monday, Tuesday, so you got to pay the people for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the full amount, but then, and you don't know what's going on. Girl, you got a schedule too. I'm going to order you to give a darn about yourself and your own schedule, and I'm going to order you to have him follow that order, girl. Okay? That's what you need to do. Stop letting him do what he wants to do. Girl, you let him. I just want you're allowing it. Okay? So if you're gonna allow somebody to come outside the order, then you're allowing that. If you stick a person to the order, then they'll have to stay and be stuck to the order. If you feel like the child is in danger when the child is with somebody, you better have proof if they're an officer. That's all I'm gonna tell you, because that child is probably safe. But everybody has character flaws, and you want to make sure the people that they're with are safe. You do have the right to know where your child is. You don't have the right to keep contacting them the whole time they're with the daddy, because he's the officer. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Save the child's life or something? Because that's all I can think. But I'm not trying to be funny about it, but I am. I mean, come on, it's a cop, and I'm not saying that cops don't do anything. Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they save lives every day. They deal with high pressure situations. So I'm not understanding what in the world could happen that he couldn't handle. That's all I'm saying. Now, should he be talking to you, allowing the child to talk to you? He should. If it's not in your court order that you have contact, you probably need to go back to court and get that put in your order, the days that you can have verbal and or video communication with the child, and then you don't have to worry about that. Makes sense? Slide that in your court order, because if it's not in the order, he's not gonna do it. And don't believe this July thing. He's lying. He just don't want to take the child. And another thing is, when men are not taking the children when they should, you need to up the child support. Go and modify the child support and ask the court to go against the presumption because he ain't getting his child. Baby, file a court case for that, and I bet you he gonna get that child every time, okay? But if they're gonna put the child on you, then they need to pay more child support. The child support is allocated for you to have the children a certain amount of time and for them to have the children a certain amount of time. That's why we base the child support on the percentage scale that we base it on. If they're not going to take advantage of that time, if they're not going to have the children during that time, up the ante and be done. Take them back to court and up the ante and be done. Okay? So those are the things that you can do. Okay? But that's what I'm ordering you to do up in my court of public opinion, girl. Take them back to court. Add in your provisions for your for for you to be able to talk to your child, whether it be via video or verbal. Add it in. Okay, increase the child support because he don't want to get the child when he's supposed to, and you got to keep the child extra time. Girl, go do stuff like that, girl. And while you filing that case, file some discovery to find out where that child is, get that man's records, and find out when he is at work, when he's been clocking in, what work he's been doing, girl. And then you're gonna know where your child is, girl. Okay, that's what I'm gonna order you to do because I understand how you feel. I get it. I get it. And I'm gonna order you to stay to keep up with the order and do what the order says. And don't you let him do what he want to do and then complain about it. I'm gonna order that too. I ain't deal with that. Last question. Can I have my son committed for mental health and evicted? My 35-year-old son has lived on my property for 4 years. Girl, you shouldn't have let that 31-year-old, and he probably ain't paying no rent. I'm gonna order you not to ever do that. I moved him here because he started experiencing paranoid schizophrenia from 4 traumatic events in his life. Baby, he wasn't experiencing paranoid schizophrenia from 4 traumatic events. He's already been a schizophrenic. Okay, you should have been diagnosing this shit and this stuff and fixing it while he was young. But you didn't or whatever, so let's see. Okay. The loss of his brother to gun violence, the loss of his uncle in a car accident, his children's mom cheating. Don't blame that girl for that. She cheated because he was crazy. Let me go. The divorce and then a random shooting by which he took the first 2 bullets. Where is he at? Why is he getting randomly hit? Because I don't get hit going to work. All in a 2-year span. Girl, don't make no excuse for this boy. He just spiraled out of control. So you want to make an excuse for him? Sometimes smoking weed and taking ecstasy, which escalates the paranoia. He's doing more than that because if he's smoking weed and taking ecstasy, he's probably doing more than that. He misinterprets constant reading of the Bible and uses it for the basis of his angry outbursts. So does all other crazy individuals or people that have issues, which I have had him arrested by police, mental crisis team 3 times and taken to a mental hospital. This angry, ticking time bomb hovering over my head has me fed up. It's disturbing and non-productive. It's stifling and sucks the life out of me each day. He's a narcissist with schizophrenia. What do you think? Some of it is a tactic to free live responsibility of bills. Girl, he been relieving himself of them bills for the past 4 years. Don't try to say that's what he's doing. Now he's been doing it since he was a child. I feel sorry for his 13-year-old daughter locked in the house with him, not allowing her to practice good hygiene or eat right. Girl, you are the grandmother and that is on your property. I'll order you to give a damn. Okay? She has not seen the doctor or dentist in 2 years. Girl, I am ordering you to take custody, girl. I am ordering you to take possession. I sneak peek with her through every week, and she says she's fine, but I know it has to be just as hard on her, if not worse. It probably is. And let me tell you something, grandmother. Don't be mad at me, but I'm going to tell you something. You let him move on that property because you know he's not going to take care of himself, and he has that daughter that lives with him. And I don't know why you have not taken that daughter. And that's just what I'm going to say. Now you say the children's mother is cheating, but he got the 13-year-old girl and not letting her take a bath. She's going to have mental health issues. If not now, she's going to have some. And you need to, what are you doing? They're on your property, but you're not. Baby, you can be neglectful as well. CPS can be called on you for watching somebody do something to a child and not do anything about it. Now, if it ain't that bad, don't complain about it. But if it's that bad and you know it is, why don't you let her come stay with you? Why doesn't she just come over your house once or twice and then you kind of let her stay there? And if he gets crazy, just file for custody or something like that and assist her. Because if you're going to put him out and evict him, where is she going to go? You can't have her out there like that. Where is she going to go? So I'm going to order you to get the child, get your 13-year-old granddaughter from locked in the house. She needs to practice good hygiene. She needs to eat right. And then evict him. Okay? And yes, you need to evict him. Yes, you can evict him. If he's tearing up your house, if he's doing different stuff. See, a lot of people don't realize this eviction moratorium only covers non-payment. It does not cover people acting a fool up in your property. It does not cover the breaking of any other thing on the lease. So if they're doing and if it's not a lease, if they're doing other stuff, you can put them out for that right now. You don't have to wait for Corona Bona to be over to put people out for other stuff. other than not paying. The moratorium is only for non-payment. It's not for anything else. Do y'all understand me? You got these children that tear up your property, that ain't doing right, they get in arguments with you, disturb the peace with you, and whatever else. You can kick them out for that. Evict them now. But I need you to get her first, because I don't know where she's going to be, and we need to make sure she's eating right, taking baths, and she's in a good, happy, whole, healthy home, and then boot his ass out. Girl, he is 35 years old. He been since he was 31. If he don't get a place now, he will never get one. Okay? With that, we have wrapped up our show, okay? And guys, make sure you add me on Instagram, she_yeah_lawyer. Okay, make sure you send me, your questions, booker@bookerlawfirm.com. I love to hear them. Okay, they very well may end up on this channel. Okay, live, love, breathe. Okay, calm down. It's not that bad. There ain't nothing we can't fix. Okay. Also, look for me on Facebook. Okay, I am on Facebook. If I don't add you on one page, I will add you on another. I have to open up my pages and get a few more pages because it's just too many people. But I will get all of y'all taken care of and added. Okay? And y'all have a fantastic day. Don't let stuff overload you. I'm going to order y'all to live, be happy, and breathe. Breathe through it. Okay? Get through it. Stuff in life seems like it's really tough sometimes. You may feel like you're in a certain way and you can't fix it. But just get through that day. Then the next day, I want you to get through that day. And before you know it, you will have made it through a week. And it's not that bad. Okay? So, guys, it's been great. But Order in the Court is now finished. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.